defend ourselves, because it's the only way to survive.
Back in public life after retiring 8 years ago, General Viljoen claims growing support among right-wingers, threatening to do whatever's necessary to prevent the ANC, the communists, the blacks, from forming the next South African government.
It's time that we got back and started killing them.
All I'm waiting for is for the generals to tell us when and where, and we'll all be there.
Well, that's the only hope we've got. Otherwise we are going under.
Constant Viljoen, as head of South Africa's Defence Force, masterminded operations in Angola. Today, he remains a hero amongst militant Afrikaners. He speaks their language, as political groups struggle in the face of violence to reconstruct South Africa's constitution in time for elections in April.
It is not a matter as to whether we will have a war or not. The war is going on. The real question is, will it escalate? And I think, considering the fact that we're building up to an election, 27 April, I think it will escalate.
The ANC leader believes right-wing elements in the army, the police force and the civil service, the very people who readily enforced years of apartheid, now confront the new South Africa with its greatest threat.
They have said, if democracy is introduced in this country against their wishes, they will call upon whites to take up arms against that democratic government.
The army on bush maneuvers. President de Klerk has sacked a number of generals. Recruitment policy has changed, more blacks are joining as regulars, and today's head of the army is adamant. The military will remain loyal to any future government so long as it's democratically elected, and if anything, they would put down armed resistance.
If the negotiation process goes astray, and a part of the community decides to take matters in their own hands, to make a revolution or to try and enforce a takeover, then it is the duty of the armed forces of the country to ensure that the status quo remains as long as it is necessary.
Openly preparing for war, however, is the neo-Nazi group, the AWB. Their leader insists that members of the security forces, who also recoil at the thought of communists in government in South Africa, would willingly turn on the ANC if their demands for an Afrikaner homeland remain unmet.
If you deny us the right to be free and independent in a part of the land which we paid in installments of blood, then there will be war until the last white man is dead in South Africa.
President de Klerk says he's not losing sleep over talk of disloyalty in military ranks. The ANC are less trusting. Their fear is that General Viljoen is strengthening right-wing opposition to constitutional reform. They're not prepared to take chances. They want joint control over the security forces before April's elections, just in case. John Harrison, BBC News, Johannesburg.